Hello everyone, how are you doing today? Welcome back for another Pokemon Red solo run. This time, we'll be seeing if Arbok can make it to the end of the game. First off, the rules are, I can only use my starter Pokemon, in this case Arbok, and I can't use items in battle. So let's get to it. This time, we name our rival Naomi, and since our Pokemon is a pure poison type, we go for the best psychic type we can find, Mewtwo. So Arbok doesn't learn any move that's effective against Mewtwo, neither by leveling or by TMs. Mewtwo, on the other hand, has super effective moves against Arbok since the very beginning, starting with Confusion and Psychic. It does have other moves like Swift and Disable at level 1, but that's not very effective against Arbok. So the first battle went exactly as you could expect. I managed to hit a Wrap, but then I get hit with Psychic and the fight's over. Anyway, I knew that would happen, so I go do Oak's quest and get my Pokédex. We're ready to move on. Of course, we're not going to try the second rival fight because we know we're going to lose. So our next destination is Viridian Forest. Obviously, since Arbok is a poison type, we get through the forest easily. And then we reach Pewter City at level 9. Now, Pewter's gym is based on rock types, and since our only moves are Wrap, Poison Sting and Leer, we're not gonna get far. Even though I get through the first fight with 11 HP remaining, it's better to go back to train before fighting Brock. In my Golem run, I realized that Poison Sting doesn't hit very much on rock types, and if this happens to be the case here, Arbok will only be hitting with Wrap, and Wrap doesn't deal much. So I get all the way to level 14, and I think it's time to go challenge Brock. I feel like I'm a little bit over-leveled, but with those moves, I couldn't hope for much on lower levels. The battle against Brock finally starts, and Geodude is sent, and I can immediately tell that I made the right decision to go train. Even though Wrap crits on the first hit, it doesn't deal much damage. If I came here earlier, I don't know if I could have beaten Geodude. So thanks to our level, Arbok is actually faster than Geodude, and after a couple of uses of Wrap, I go for Poison Sting, which doesn't miss. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe Poison Sting does hit rock types. Next, it's time for Onyx, and even though Arbok is at the same level, we still outspeed and we go for Wrap. However, given Onyx's defense, even after exhausting all my uses of Wrap, I still have a bit to go. So I switch to Poison Sting, and while I get hit back, I manage to poison Onyx 3 times, which gets me a free turn because Brock uses a full heal. After a couple of uses, Onyx is down and we get our first badge. It's time to head to Cerulean. This time I must make sure that I beat every single trainer on the way. Since Naomi has a Mewtwo, I cannot take her lightly. By the way, on every run I do, I pick the Helix fossil. Just so you know. I get to Cerulean at level 21, and to get a little bit of extra experience, I go through Misty's gym. I battle her trainers and get to Misty at level 22. Staryu is the first Pokemon to be sent, and it goes down quickly just by using Wrap. Starmie, however, outspeeds, and even though I try going for Bite for the occasional flinch, I end up losing. Okay, let's try the rival then. We outspeed Naomi's Pidgeotto and get a quick kill with Wrap, but we're still hit with a couple of quick attacks. Abra goes down with a single use of Bite, and then Rattata goes down with Wrap, but not without using a quick attack as well. So now we go against Mewtwo at 41 HP. And it's a good thing that we battled every trainer, because thanks to that we outspeed Mewtwo and can go for Wrap. Of course, we miss our second use of Wrap and get hit with Swift. Thank God! Even though it was a crit, we still live. We then go for Wrap until its HP is at about 1/4. I then go for a Bite thinking it would kill, but it doesn't. Fortunately, Mewtwo goes for Disable and I go for another Bite, because its accuracy is better than Wrap. We hit, and this fight is done. This was way easier than what I had expected. After the fight is over, I go to Bill's house, fighting every trainer on the way in preparation for the next rival fight. By the way, while we're on the topic of Bill's house, how many of you knew that if you leave the house after Bill has entered the teleporter and then come back in, Bill will be back to his normal spot? Also, even if you choose not to help him, he'll still brush you off and enter the teleporter anyway. There's another thing that I find funny. Remember the Team Rocket member that you fight after crossing the bridge? Well, after coming back from Bill's house, he's not there anymore. He's gone. Okay, back to the good stuff. We go challenge Misty again, and Staryu goes down as easily as last time. It does hit us with a water gun because we miss our wrap, but we still have plenty of HP for Starmie. Anyway, since we have leveled up, now we outspeed Starmie. We go for Bite, and thankfully we flinch on the first hit. The second hit doesn't flinch though, and we get hit with a water gun, but we use Bite again and win the fight. Yes, the second try was that easy. The second badge is ours, and it's time to move on. We go and battle the Team Rocket member that gives us Dig and teach it to Arbok, and it's time to go to Vermilion. Once there, we board the SSN and make sure we pick Body Slam that we teach to Arbok as well. We're now ready for the next rival fight. Naomi starts with Pidgeotto, and we immediately miss our first hit. Thanks to that, we get hit with Sand Attack. And thanks to that, we get hit with Sand Attack again because we keep on missing. Thankfully, we're able to hit with Body Slam and we take it down in one hit. Raticate and Kadabra also go down in one hit, and once I get to Mewtwo, I use Dig because I don't want to get hit with any Psychic type moves, and I miss, I get hit with Psychic, and I'm dead. Let's try that again, shall we? This time, I go for Body Slam against Pidgeotto, and even though I get hit with a quick attack, I can take care of Pidgeotto, Raticate and Kadabra in one hit. Again, against Mewtwo, I go for Dig and try to avoid as many Psychic type moves as I can. I hit with Dig and get hit with a Psychic. Fortunately, by being at level 30, I manage to survive with 8 HP and go for another Dig, which thankfully gets the job done. Now that we have HM cut, it's time to go pay a visit to Lieutenant Surge. Voltorb quickly goes down with Wrap and Bite, and then I remember that Dig is ground type and it's good against electric types, so Pikachu and Raichu both go down with a single use of it. The third badge is now ours, and it's time to move on to Celadon. As always, we don't battle any unnecessary trainer because we want to try and keep our level as low as possible. And if you've watched my last run, I said that I would probably go to Lavender Tower before going to Celadon. So here goes nothing. Naomi sends Pidgeotto and I go for Body Slam, and even though it doesn't kill, it goes for Whirlwind, which isn't too bad, and we go for Body Slam again and take it down. Growlithe quickly goes down with a Dig, and I forget that Dig is not effective against Executes, so even though we crit, we don't kill, and it goes for Hypnosis. See, in Generation 1, sleep can last between 1 and 7 turns, and on the turn a Pokemon wakes up, it cannot attack. So I end up being asleep for 6 whole turns, and then waking up and being attacked again. So I count that as 7. Of course, that gives Execute an opportunity to chip away at my health. When I wake up, I go for another Dig since it's already at low HP, and I take it down. I do the same with Kadabra, which goes down in one hit, and then I choose to go for Wrap against Mewtwo, because if I outspeed, it's not going to touch me. Once it gets to about 50% HP, I go for a Body Slam, and I don't kill. Of course, Mewtwo takes advantage of this and goes for Confusion. Although it doesn't kill, it does leave me confused. If I hit myself in Confusion, I'm dead. If I hit, I win. Thankfully, Body Slam hits, and the battle is over. So in the end, it was a good decision to come here first. Now, we're not going to climb the Lavender Tower just yet, but we'll be back soon. Once we get to Celadon, I go pick up HM Fly, and then I go buy Double Team, which I teach to Arbok, and I also go buy a Pokédoll. You'll learn why soon enough. Normally, at this point in the game, what you'd want to do is go get the gym badge and then go to the game corner. We're not going to do that. Let's go back to Lavender Tower. Of course, since we didn't go to the game corner, we don't have the Sylph Scope, so every Pokemon that appears is a ghost. We fight the channelers that we need to on the way to the top, and supposedly, when you get here, you have the Sylph Scope, and with the Sylph Scope, the ghost gets identified and you can fight it. Because we don't have it, normally this fight would be impossible, but you can still get through this without going to the game corner. Simply use a Pokédoll and the fight is done. It's as if you had the Sylph Scope all along. Anyway, we go and rescue Mr. Fuji and get our Pokeflute, and now it's time to go to Celadon. Of course, since we've done Lavender Tower, we don't need to go to the game corner anymore. Let's go fight Erika. We chip away at Victory Bell's health and then go for a Body Slam, and then we take it down. I try doing the same thing with Tangela, but Body Slam doesn't kill and we get hit with a Bind, which isn't a big deal because we take it down with the next hit. we miss a hit against Vileplume and get hit with Sleep Powder. Fortunately, we wake up on the very next turn. We then go for Wrap until it's at half HP and switch to Body Slam. And even though it doesn't kill, it paralyzes Vileplume, it is fully paralyzed on the next turn, and we go for another Body Slam and get the win. Now that we're done here, since we're still level 37, I decide it's better to go to Koga first. Once we get to him, we're going to try and set up the badge boost for the very first time on this run, and we get hit with Smokescreen. It takes 4 uses of Dig to finally land a hit against Coughing and take it down. Of course, I level up right after, so all of that was for nothing. Anyway, it takes me 3 more uses to land a hit on Muck, which doesn't kill now, and then luckily I hit twice with Body Slam and I'm able to take it down. The second Coughing goes down with a crit from the second use of Dig, and then against Wheezing I go for Dig because I was half expecting it to go for self-destruct, and sure enough, it uses the move and dies without doing anything. Another badge in our possession, it's time to go to Saffron. First things first, we go to the Sylph building and we pick up the TM for Earthquake. We teach it to Arbok, because Earthquake is an extremely good move, with 100 base power and 100 accuracy. This is going to be very useful from now on. Anyway, now I'm ready for Naomi. I try setting up my badge boost against Pidgeot, but unfortunately I get hit twice with Quick Attack, one of them crits, and I take it down with about half my HP left. Growlithe quickly goes down with an Earthquake, and then I do the exact same mistake against Execute as before. I go for a Ground type move. Of course, Earthquake doesn't kill, but fortunately Execute goes for Reflect, and I go for Body Slam and I take it down. Alakazam comes up, and I try setting up the rest of my badge boost, and I get hit with Psychic and die. I definitely shouldn't have tried that there. Anyway, let's try that again. This time, I managed to get all the way to Mewtwo, and I'm dead. I get hit with Psychic and it's a crit. Anyway, try number 3. This time I use Double Team twice against Pidgeot, then go for Body Slam twice and take it down. An Earthquake on Growlithe is enough to take it down as well. And then I level up and go for the rest of the badge boost on Execute. Thankfully, it doesn't hit with Hypnosis even once, and I'm able to take it down with a couple of Body Slams. Alakazam is a one-hit kill with Earthquake. Then I also go for Earthquake against Mewtwo. It goes for Confusion but misses, and then another Earthquake is enough to take it down. This fight is done. It's time for the joke fight of the run. I choose to go challenge Giovanni without healing Arbok because I'm that confident that I'm going to win. Anyway, after he sends Nidorino, I go for Double Team. I set up my badge boost, then go for Earthquake against Nidorino, which takes it down in 1 hit. Earthquake against Kangaskhan, which unfortunately takes it down in 2 hits. Then for Rhyhorn I switch to Dig, which takes it down in 1 hit as well. And go back to Earthquake for Nidoqueen, which is also enough to take it down in 1 hit. I think I shouldn't even cover this fight because it's so easy, I'm sure almost every Pokemon can make it. Next you would expect me to go to Sabrina, right? Well, no. I go to Cinnabar, pick up the secret key to open the gym, and answer all the questions because I don't want to fight anyone. Since I have Earthquake, I decide I'm not going to set up the badge boost and just go straight to the point. Earthquake takes down Growlithe, Ponyta and Rapidash in 1 hit, but only takes about half HP from Arcanine. It goes for Fire Blast, and oh my god, it takes me down to 57 HP and burns me. I go for another Earthquake because I'm pretty confident I can win. And I don't. It survives by just a little bit of health, and it goes for Fire Blast again. Thankfully, it misses. If it hadn't missed right there, I would have been done and would have to try again. Fortunately, it did. I go for Earthquake one last time and get the win. Having this gym done, you'd expect me to go back to Saffron to beat Sabrina. Again, no. For some reason, I go to Viridian and try to go challenge Giovanni. Of course, the door is locked. I forgot Sabrina. Again. Anyway, let's go back. Once the battle against her starts, she sends Kadabra, and I know it's a dangerous game to go for the badge boost here, so I go for Earthquake and take it down immediately. I set up my badge boost against Mr. Mime, and thanks to that, Mr. Mime goes for Confusion 3 times and misses all of them. I take it down with Earthquake, Venomoth goes down with Body Slam, and then another Earthquake for Alakazam is enough to get me my 7th badge. Now we can challenge Giovanni. Like always, we take care of the trainers inside of the gym and then go for him. This fight is not like the last one. I need 2 Earthquakes to deplete Rhyhorn's HP, and once I get to the trio, I use Earthquake once and it goes for Dig. Unfortunately, I choose to go for Earthquake again, and I'm sorry to say this, but I lose. Dig hits, it's a crit, and because it's super effective, I die. I never imagined Giovanni would be able to beat me. After crying for about half an hour, I go and try again. This time, I take Rhyhorn down with 2 digs. I do the same with Dog Trio. Thankfully, it goes for Dig first, which means that it misses and then I hit. After beating Dog Trio, I level up and I decide to go for the badge boost against Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen only wants to go for Scratch and Body Slam, which doesn't hit thanks to my evasion. Once I'm done, I take care of both Nidoqueen and Nidoking with Earthquake, and although Rhydon doesn't go down in one hit, it goes for Fissure, I'm unaffected, and I'm able to take it down right after with another use of Earthquake. Now that we have the 8 badges in hand, let's see if that's enough to win against Naomi again. Since I'm pretty sure I'm close to leveling up, I don't even try to go for the badge boost against Pidgeot and just take it down with Body Slam. Turns out, I was right, I level up just right after. Which is good, because now we can go for the badge boost against Rhyhorn. Once we're done, we use Earthquake for both Rhyhorn and Growlithe, and then go for Body Slam against Execute. Fortunately, even though it doesn't kill, it tries going for Solar Beam, which lets us use Body Slam again and take it down. Alakazam easily goes down with 1 Earthquake, and then once Mewtwo comes out, I don't kill on the first hit, it misses Confusion. I don't kill on the second hit, it misses Psychic. Fortunately, I'm able to take it down without being hit even once. If I was, I probably would have had to do the fight again. So yes, at this level, with the 8 badges, it's enough to take on Naomi. Okay, now it's time for the main event. Obviously, we get past Victory Road without fighting anyone. Let's go and greet the Elite Four. If you thought at any point that Lorelai's fight would be hard, think again. Thanks to Dewgong, I can actually set up my full badge boost without being hit. Thanks to Lorelai's AI, Dewgong always tries to go for a super effective move. Since Rest is a psychic type move, it tries to go for Rest. After being done setting up the badge boost, I defeat Dewgong with Earthquake and Body Slam. Then, even though Cloyster has a good defense and can tank most of my hits, I manage to take it down with Dig, but not before losing a third of my health though. Again, the same happens with Slowbro. Since it knows Amnesia, and Amnesia is a psychic type move, it only goes for that, and I manage to take it down with 3 uses of Earthquake. Jinx quickly goes down with 2 uses of Dig, but unfortunately I level up, which means the badge boost is gone and I can only count on my evasion. Although I do get hit and I'm pretty close to dying, I managed to defeat Lapras pretty easily. So yes, while I did lose a lot of HP, this fight was really easy. Now we need to beat Bruno, and if you've watched any of my previous runs, you'd probably know that Bruno is a joke fight for the most part. So Bruno sends his first Onyx and I go for Earthquake, and since I only take about half of its HP, I decide to go for the badge boost here. After I'm done setting it up, a Dig is enough to take it down. Hitmonchan goes down with 2 uses of Body Slam, and Hitmonlee almost goes down with 1 but survives by just a little bit. I level up right after beating Hitmonlee, but that's not too much of a problem. Onyx goes down easily with Earthquake and Dig, and then Machamp takes a little bit more effort but ultimately goes down with Body Slam. Like I said, there's nothing to this fight. On to Agatha now. Now this fight is the absolute opposite of Bruno's fight, and let me show you why. I go for Earthquake on the first Gengar, almost taking it down, and unfortunately it goes for Hypnosis on the next turn. After that, a single use of Dream Eater, I get hit with a crit and die. That's how easy Agatha can troll me. Unfortunately, since I didn't make a save before going to Agatha like I usually do, I have to restart the Elite Four, which ends up not being too much of a problem. Now that I have a higher level, I easily get back to Agatha again. Although that's the case, Earthquake is still not enough to take down the first Gengar. Fortunately, Agatha goes for a Super Potion, so I take it down on the next turn. There's absolutely no benefit in going for the badge boost against Golbat, because it tends to go a lot for Haze, which cancels every stat, so there's no need for that. I take it down with Body Slams and level up right after, so that was a wise decision. Haunter goes down with one single use of Earthquake, and if there's a quote-unquote safe place to use the badge boost, it's here, against Arbok. Even though I get hit with Screech at the start, it doesn't matter much because in the end it will still amount to a bit of stat boost. So after I'm done, I use Earthquake and take it down in one hit. Fortunately, against the last Gengar, Earthquake crits and kills it in one hit. I don't know if that would have been a one-shot without the crit, but still, I'm glad it happened. We finally move on to Lance. If there's one thing I'm always scared about Lance, it's Gyarados. And for a good reason. The fight starts, I go for double team, I get hit with Hyper Beam, that's a crit, and I die. On the very next try, I get all the way to Dragonite, but my uses for Body Slam run out. Unfortunately, Earthquake and Dig don't deal any damage, so I need to get rid of every move. Even though I get close to defeating Dragonite, hitting myself with Recoil ends up taking down Arbok. On the third try, I use double team twice against Gyarados, and although I get hit with Hyper Beam, I survive and take it down with Body Slams. After that, thanks to Agility being a psychic move, Dragonair only goes for that and I'm able to set up the rest of my badge boost. After I'm done, I get rid of both his Dragonairs with Earthquake and Dig, I use Body Slam against Aerodactyl, even though it uses Takedown it misses, and once I get to Dragonite, I keep on using Body Slams and eventually take it down. Even though Lance uses an Hyper Potion, I still have enough uses left to get the win. Now, we all know what's coming. The final fight against Naomi. Let's do this. Since I was pretty sure I was going to level up soon, I don't go for the badge boost against Pidgeot and just take it down using Body Slams. Fortunately, even though Alakazam moves first, it uses Reflect and I'm able to take it down with one use of Earthquake. Rhydon takes a bit longer to beat and is able to both lower my defense and use a Fury attack against me. But I'm still able to beat it. Then, 2 digs are enough to take down Arcanine, even though it lowers my defense even more, and I level up again. So now is a good time to go for the badge boost. Unfortunately, I get put to sleep, and then Exeggutor goes for Stomp, and that ends try number 1. On try number 2, I easily take down Pidgeot using Body Slams, and then I get hit with Psychic against Alakazam and die immediately. It's not even a crit. Let's move on. Try number 3 is here. Can we make it? Let's see. Even though I know I'm going to level up right after beating Pidgeot, I still use double team twice, just to get my evasion up against Alakazam. Then, after beating Pidgeot, we move on to Alakazam and I use Earthquake, which of course, without being a crit, doesn't kill. Thanks to my evasion, on the first hit, Alakazam goes for Reflect, which doesn't do anything, but on the second hit, he tries to go for Psybeam, and it misses. Thankfully, I'm able to beat it without too much trouble. Rhydon comes out, and I take it down with a couple of digs. Unfortunately, it lowers my defense, which isn't a good thing against Mewtwo. Arcanine comes up, and I use double team once more. Not just because I want the boosted stats, but because I want more evasion against Exeggutor. Since I know I'm going to level up after beating Arcanine, I want to have as much evasion as I can in order to set up my badge boost. After beating Arcanine with Dig, I am then able to use double team against Exeggutor, and fortunately it only hits with Hypnosis after I'm done setting up the badge boost. So it doesn't hit me even once and I'm able to take it down using Body Slam after I wake up. Only one last remaining Pokemon and it's the strongest of them all. Fortunately, it goes for Barrier twice at the very start. Unfortunately though, that boosts its defense so much that my hits aren't doing nearly enough damage now. But thanks to my evasion being so high, none of its moves hit, and I'm finally able to take it down, granting me the title of champion once again. So, how far can Arbok go in Pokemon Red? Let's analyze that. Arbok reached the end of the game at level 58 within 5 hours and 28 minutes of real time, with an in-game time of 5 hours and 11 minutes, and with a mere death count of 10, which is a new personal best so far. Anyway, let's see what Oak has to say about Arbok. Smokin'! And before you say anything, if you got that reference, 5 points for you. Anyway, let's move to the question of the day. Today's question is very easy, but fairly debatable. Dogs or cats? Why? Be sure to let me know in the comment sections below. As always, if you like my video, be sure to click that thumbs up, and if you want to join me on other adventures, make sure to click the subscribe button as well. This has been Arbok's solo run. I'm definitely looking forward for the next one. If you are too, then have a good day, and I will see you on the next Pokemon solo run. Bye.